Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to pay thanks to the organizers for calling me and giving me a chance to present some of my works which I've been doing for so long. Uh, Next, please. Now, this is the little part of my research, rather the work which I did in my PhD work, that estimation of monetary burden of road crashes in Karachi. I tried to did this work in a GIS perspective. Next, please. As we all know, Karachi is at the southern coast, and being a coastal city, the city is very busy in terms of economic activities, and we have been listening all the day morning that how this city is the center of the economic activities, and it is the hub of economic activities, and also known as the financial capital. So the location is very important. That is the reason why this city is considered as the economic hub, because of the ports and all the things which is associated with this city. Next, this is the population density map in front of you. What I want to mention here, that most of the highly densely populated towns are located in the center of the city, and quite understandable that most of the economic activities are concentrated in the central part of Karachi, so as the population density is high in Karachi. And if you look at the peripheral areas of Karachi, you find very low density of population. Same is the case with the road density. Next. Yes, this is the highlighted part, which you can see highly densely populated. Next, please. Next. Now you can see the road density map. It almost show the same pattern of population density, as well as the road density is very high in central part of the city. And you can see the southern town, the bottom part of this map, where we are right now in the southern town, and it has got the highest density of road. So the reason why highest density of road is found here, because of the high number of economic activities going on in this town. So it's quite easy to understand that this area of the city has high population density as well as the highest road density in Karachi. Next. Now, this is the map showing the road accident density. So all the three phenomena found very high in central part of the city. As you can see, the density of road accident is very high in some of the central towns, like Sadr town, Liaqtabad town, and Jamshed town, North Nazimabad town, Gulberg town. So these are some of the very important places in terms of economic activities, as well as settlement, population settlement. And we also call it the old city, the Sadr and Nazimabad, Jamshed town area. So these are the places conceive most of the road accidents throughout the year in Karachi. Now, what I evaluated, now I come to my topic. Next. Now, my topic of interest right now is the cost evaluation of a road accident. You can see that there are different types of cost components. Why this idea inflicted in my mind? I had some of my family members involved in road accidents. We had a very bad time those days, really hard for us. Then I realized then how much money I spent or our family suffered. It was a very tough time for us to pass on those days. So I thought that I need to calculate the economic cost of the road accidents. And when I did the survey to different hospitals, government and public sector hospitals, the picture was really very horrible. People had to sell their house, their valuables to take care of their loved ones. So it is a very important aspect of road accident, but unfortunately, this aspect is not worked upon really. So I have tried to find out cost of road accident. Now you can see there are different types of costs: medical costs, funeral costs, lost labor output costs. Next. Yes, I have back. Pain, grief, and suffering, that is intangible. You cannot count the pain of the people, but somehow I have tried to quantify this cost as well. Property damage costs include vehicle repair costs, lost economic output, loss due to burned vehicle. This is very common. Most of the fatal accident cause result the burning of trucks and buses when people become very angry and they burn the different trucks and most of the heavy vehicles. This component, the idea of this component I got from one of the respondent when I was doing the survey. I talked to a water tanker driver, and while talking, he told me that when there is any fatal accident, whether we are at fault or not, most of the people think that the driver is at fault and they try to burn our vehicle. So this is another cost which I calculated. But right now, I'm just going to calculate the lost labor output cost. Now, the lost labor output cost, the reason why I calculated this cost is, lost labor output cost is the cost which a person loses if he gets severely injured, get a permanent limp, or get a fatal injury, or he died. So what I calculated, I tried to calculate the time which he had to earn money, but because of the permanent limp or fatality, he is unable to earn money in rest of his life. So although it was a very difficult thing for me, but somehow I managed to calculate this projected cost, which is known as the lost labor output cost, because due to severe injury, when a person get limp or got died, he is unable to earn money. So that time period of his life, if he gets permanent limp in 30 years of age, he had the age of 30 more years to earn. So he lost the earning of next 30 years. So this is, although it is a little bit tricky, but I tried to manage somehow. Then you can see administrative cost, police investigation cost, legal costs, insurance, etc. And as some of the speakers said earlier, that we have problem of data. I had also this problem, so I used a human capital approach. When we do not have exact data, then we apply this approach. Most of the Asian subcontinent countries have this approach while computing the results. Next. Another important aspect, you can see that the road accident is increasing, and the deaths due to road accident is increasing all across the world. And this table shows that the most productive age group of the society is at high risk to road accidents. As you can see, 5 to 9 years, 10 to 14 years, and 15 to 19 years. The red block of 15 to 19 years, in the age of 15 to 90 years, this is the highest leading cause of death of the people all across the world, not only in Karachi, not only in Pakistan. This is the data of the world. So you can see that the most productive age, it has highest risk to road accident, and that is another reason why this calculation of lost labor output is very important to every society. Next. These are some of the facts I have mentioned in front of you. Pakistan ranked first in Asia and 48 in the world for most road traffic accident fatality conceiving countries in the world. Next. And not only Pakistan, Karachi ranked fourth in the world in the most road accident fatality conceiving cities in the world. Next. Now, Karachi is a city of more than 20 million population, but on an annual basis, this city conceives more than 26,000 accidents, and as a result, more than 35,000 people get injured, more than 1,000 people got died, and more than 7,000 people receive severe injury, and more than 27,000 people get minor injury. Remember, this is the data which is showing you the picture of, this is not the 100% data of Karachi. These are the values which were taken from 5 trauma centers of Karachi, which was discussed earlier by Dr. Shabbar. So the actual picture is, the actual values are much more than these values. Next. Now, coming to the economic terms, you can see Karachi lost 47.8 billion rupees in an year to only in terms of road crashes, and I computed all the components which I showed you earlier. So it is a huge amount which is only calculated based on the available data, and that data is around 40 to 60% of the all accidents take place in Karachi in a year. Next. Yes, in GNP and GDP contribution, it contributes a substantial share of 0.5% of GNP share of Pakistan, whereas 2.5 share of GDP share of Pakistan and also 12.7% GDP share of Karachi. These values. Next. And in Karachi, nearly 65% of the road accident victims belong to the young age group. This is the most alarming part of these accidents. We have heard that most of the bike riders are involved, and so this is another very important aspect, that more than 65% of the people who are involved in road accidents, they belong to the very important age group of young age group. So that is a very important aspect to consider, that the youth of the society is at highest risk to road accidents. Next. Is lost labor output cost, which I have calculated. It contributes 48% of the total fatal cost of accidents in Karachi, and this is the cost which I have calculated. It contributes maximum in the overall cost of the accident. Next. 36% of the total cost of severe injury victims. Next. And 10% of all the cost of the minor injury victims of road accidents in Karachi. So you can see in different severity accidents, this lost labor output cost contributes the maximum share. Next. Calculation. Next. This was the formula I used, and I just shared in the beginning that how I calculated. From the data, I got the value that average age of a fatal person and the severely injured person is 29 years. So expected year of productivity year of a person is 60 years, as we know that the retirement age is 60 years. So I took 31 years more of a person's productivity age, and then I calculated. I did some statistical work as well as some economic terms I used. It was a very complicated calculation. Then I got the result that if a person died in 29 years of age, then I calculated 31 years more of its expected earning, which he or she would not be able because of the severe injury as well as because of the fatality he or she gets. Next. This is the spatial distribution of spatial distribution of lost labor output of minor injury road accident, and you can see again DHA and Faisal Kent area as well as North Nazimabad conceive the highest amount of lost labor output due to minor injury of road accident, and the average cost is only 2,181 rupees. Next. This is the spatial distribution of lost labor output of severe injury road accident, and average lost labor output due to severe injury of road accident is quite high. It's around 2.3 million in Pak rupees. Next. Almost the same trend is in terms of spatial dynamics. An average lost labor output cost of fatal road accident is more than 4.5 million, and you can see some of the southernmost areas, DHA, Korangi, New Karachi town, Kimari town, having higher rate of fatal accidents as well as the higher cost of lost labor output in Karachi. Next. This is the grid analysis of these accidents in Karachi. And some of the darker tone shows very high number of road accidents, and this I made the grid of 500 by 500 meters. Then I found out some 7 to 8 sites which were really very vulnerable to the road users, and most of those sites were intersections, as mentioned earlier by Dr. Shabar, that yes, those were the major intersections receiving most of the road accidents on daily basis. Next. Consequences, it is making a negative impact on the society, obviously. It increased number of dependents and family faces, because most of the time what happened, the breadwinner of the family, if he gets hurt, severely hurt, or got died in road accidents, so the whole family collapse. So it's a very serious matter to think. Then lowering down of economic status of the family, it's quite obvious. Then there are social problems triggering because of this problem, that begging is starting, and snatching and all that. Added burden on young member of family members, that if a person's father died in a road accident, then a child has to go out and do some labor work to get earning for his family. And there are so many other consequences of problems caused due to this problem. Next. Now, there are some steps taken by the government at different period of time. So it was a 2-day international workshop held in NAD. Next. This is another very appreciable step taken by the traffic police, that they showed a wreckage of a car to give the lesson to the people that they have to be very careful while using the road, driving, etc. Next. This is the ad I saw on Monday, on 15th of May, that government has announced to give 0.1 million rupee to the people who got died in an accident. हादसाती मौत की सूरत में हुकूमत सिंध इंश्योरेंस के तवस्सुस से लवाकिन को 1 लाख रुपए अदा करने का ऐलान करती है. आई विश ये ऐलान एग्जीक्यूट हो इंशाल्लाह. सो these are some of the very appreciable steps taken by the government at different level, but it has to be very considered at a very serious note. Next. Thank you very much.